So, I don't have a face, but I really want one. And there are basically 3 ways I can do that. Surgery, murder, and lying. Yeah, there's an obvious choice here. If I want to lie about having a face, then first I need to know what a face is. And I think I can divide it into 2 parts. The face, and things that are not the face. Because the face needs to go somewhere, and that somewhere is usually a head. But how do I make one of those? Well, I pretty much always use the Loomis head method. And it's great. It's simple, it's effective, and it just makes sense. But I've also gotten really sloppy with it. I kind of do it, but it's not very accurate, and it's more based on feeling than anything. So I'm gonna have to relearn it entirely, completely from the ground up, and forget everything I know right now.
Apples.
I don't get it.
What?
Yep, that's a head alright. Small problem though. I think there's a difference here. This is a perfectly serviceable head, but it's also just a head. Let's say I wanna draw someone who isn't at exactly eye level. What am I gonna do? Break their neck? No, of course not. I don't wanna kill anyone yet. But what else can I do? How can I learn this? How can I possibly learn to draw the head from different angles? Yeah, I can just try to draw the head from different angles. Hold on. No! Listen, I wanted this to be a short and quick bit like that. But this took me so fucking long. Yeah, it turns out that trying to draw a shape I don't understand from 40 different angles is kind of hard. And I had this guy on my desk as a reference, which definitely helped. But even then, all of these angles just don't really look right, especially the more extreme ones, but I just can't do any better. I wish I could, I really tried, but this mess was the best I could do, and until I get good enough to redraw it someday, it's just gonna have to stay like that. And I'm just gonna have to get over it, and I'm gonna have to accept that, and I really don't know how to transition this segment. So, here's the thing. A lot of these look bad, but I don't really know why. So I thought it would be useful if I could more directly compare them. But how do I do that? Make them into layers? No, too much work. Animate them? No, inefficient. Move my eyes? No, I still have to do that manually. And why would I spend 2 minutes doing something by hand when I can spend 2 weeks trying to automate it instead? So, I aligned and mirrored all of the textures, did some math, wrote the worst C++ of my life, and boom, we've got a head. And it's bad, it's shit, but it builds, it runs, and it works. And with that... So, I need to cry for this bit, so I'm gonna put some lemon in my eye. So, what now? I can't make this interesting, so I'm gonna make it quick. I think I can divide the face of the face into 4 parts. Eyes, eyebrows, nose, and mouth. But how do I draw any of those? Because, keep in mind, there's absolutely nothing in mine. I don't know anything, and this is way too complicated. And I don't care about drawing realism, so I'm not gonna need most of this. But it's not like I know which parts I can ignore either. And I could spend a lot of time trying to figure that out. Or I could just find people who actually know what they're doing and just steal from them. Because solving a problem is a lot easier when you just get the solution from someone else. So I got a bunch of references from some artists I like and started doing my best impression of a... And then nothing interesting happened, so here's an update on the other brain cell. I spent 20 hours refactoring absolutely everything to make it more modular. Because I'm having a genuine aneurysm. What the fuck is it doing? I reworked and restructured basically all of it, and it still does the exact same thing as before, but it's cleaner and it's more reusable and it runs better, and I swear it's gonna matter in a few minutes. But we have to get there first. I ended up just tracing most of these. I wanted to do more proper redraws, but I'm doing all of this in the middle of a semester, so I have to cut corners somewhere. But I think I still got a vague sense of how a face can be drawn and which parts to focus on. It's just that... well, it's not gonna be good enough, is it? Because looking at other people's work can only really get me so far. This was nice for analyzing different styles, but I don't think I'm actually at the point where that really matters that much. I mean, I can try to draw like this, but I still don't really know what I'm doing. I still have to learn the basic forms, and how to simplify them and how to deform them, and I have to learn that somehow from somewhere, and... okay, I think we know where this is going. I need to get references of real people, and not just that, because you know what faces do? Emote! So I have to find references for that too, and that's a bit of a problem, because where do you go for that stuff? My first thought was to go to these stock image websites I use for editing. And yeah, I guess those are faces, but they're static, generic, just not really what I'm looking for, and there aren't that many of them either. So I went straight to the other extreme by googling human faces database. And wow, that's a lot. I'm not looking through all of that. And now I had two problems. Too many faces and too few faces. Somehow, at the same time. Can you spot the moment my binary worldview shattered? I actually ended up finding these two websites, which genuinely seem great and I have nothing fine to say about them. But something still didn't sit right with me, and I just couldn't figure it out. So for a while I was just stuck on this weird meta part of the script where I talk about how stuck I was, until I realized it's all just unnatural. And of course it is. These are photos that had thought put into them and that people post for. So they look stiff and you don't really get many odd angles or expressions from them. So I need something that has those. Something that shows those angles, those transitions between poses, those frames in a scene. God damn it! I'm an image. A lot of them actually. And I'm not a good reference, but you know where you can find more? Everywhere. People talking, singing, existing. You can just look it up and steal it. It's all free, all of it. And I'm not showing any of it because that's embarrassing. But it also means that references are basically a solved issue. So what's left? Okay, look. I only care about the practical problems. Not what is emotion or why can't I feel any. Just, how can I draw it? And I think I need to simplify it. Here's the thought I had. We have all the parts of the face. And that's all there is. So an expression is just a configuration of those. Like, let's say I want my face to have 1,000 expressions. I don't need to draw 1,000 faces. I only have to draw 5 or 6 of every part of the face and then the rest is just a permutation. I mean, the nose doesn't really make much sense for this kind of style, but you can separate the parts into smaller sides or pieces and the idea still applies. So all I need to do now is to figure out those individual parts. And that's actually surprisingly simple. There's no bit here, I couldn't think of one. You can find these online, which means that I don't have to do any work myself. I just have to pick the emotions I like, look for patterns, and then draw the general basic pieces that can be combined into more complex expressions. Which is how you get something like this. And you can have your joy and your sadness and your... But it's all made with the same set of pieces. And then you can swap some of them out to get something different. To get a different face. So, we have references for drawing faces, a basic way to make expressions, and a head to base it all on. All that's left for me to do now is to put everything together and to finally give myself a face. Completely rigged everything. Quick fix, fixed it? What? So I can run it, but then I go into my main file and 128 errors. Okay, actual final test. Is it going to do literally anything? Oh shit, it works. It's not great, but it does the thing. Okay, and can I still... Yeah, that still works. Yeah, okay, hold on.
What's hip
We're
happening?
playing chained up and Smile is just holding
Chain
us back.
together, bro, not your fantasies.